Por teléfono, patrocinado por Pierce County en the City of Texas.
You're listening to Podsitive Vibes with Shane Nikolic, making positivity and gratitude louder in a podcast world. Podsitive Vibes with Shane Nikolic. And good morning. Welcome to this week's episode of Positive Vibes, making positivity and gratitude louder in a podcast world. And I'm Shane Nikolic, your host, and here as my co-host is my roommate, Brother Rico.
Shane, hey,
hey,
what's up,
good
Shane?
morning.
Positive
hey.
vibes this morning, man. Positive vibes.
Positive vibes,
Yes, sir.
and we're alive.
Hell, I love it. I love it, man.
Yep. And, no getting lost out on Puget Sound this week. And
by all means.
so I'm doing great.
Good. I'm so happy about that.
Yeah.
But your adventures are always just like one step from disaster, and you find yourself to get out of it, you know?
Yeah. Actually, last week, yesterday, as a matter of fact, yesterday I went on a 10-mile walk with my mom.
Yeah.
And we ended up crossing the Tacoma Narrows Bridge at one point, and we just walked across the bridge and back. We didn't go all the way to Gig Harbor like we usually do, since we had already gotten coffee up in University Place. And at any rate, we walked across the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, and both on the way across and the way back, we were noticing how it was just all nice and cool, calm waters down below.
Right.
And it was great. It looked awesome. And I'm like, dude, today would have been the most awesome day to take my kayak out and go down there. Because it was so calm and cool, or maybe that was just the perfect time of day because of the tides and everything.
Yeah.
But it was like calm, and the water wasn't rushing one way or the other.
Yeah. You would have got out there and it would have just changed that quick.
Probably, knowing my luck.
Your luck is not the greatest, but hey, and you really have to invest in one of those hard what you call it?
Hard shell kayak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get you one of the hard shell kayak or canoe, whichever one.
Well, this is just a first step,
You can find some on OfferUp. People got new ones and they're getting rid of the old ones and all that for dirt cheap and stuff.
Yeah.
And not even that, it might be somebody listening, and hey, if anybody got an extra one, a hard canoe or kayak for Shane, and he really would love one, and if you just want to give it to him, so he won't go out there in the plastic one and get stranded, or a shark comes up and pops it, and then he's really done. We don't want that. So if somebody does have one and not using it, hey, let him know. Leave a message for him, and he'll go pick it up and put it to good use, because he'll be out there. Now that he'll get a hard one, he'll be out there every day.
Oh, yeah. And something else that just came into mind. I was looking at our screen here, and something else that came to mind was that I wanted to announce that if anyone wants to call in and talk to us, or if you have something to say, for, so far as positive vibes, good energy, the phone number here at the radio station is 253-777-8864. And as it says at the bottom of the screen, call us, llámanos.
And llámanos. La cosa es, si quieren a llamar y dice cosas Positive Vibes con el Shane, el número es 253-777-8864. Llámanos aquí, o dejan un mensaje en el text or in the message board, and Shane will answer your questions.
And I'm sitting here all like, okay, I understood like maybe 5 or 6 words of that, but
Shane didn't know I speak Spanish. How about that?
I know. One of these days, maybe. I don't know. I've tried learning a few times, but
Well, Mom always told us, because we grew up in a Hispanic family, and
Yeah.
Mom always told us to always keep your language, study it, keep it, learn it,
Yeah.
and always don't lose your language dialect, because you'll need it one day. And there's times where I've used it and it was very helpful to people, and there's times where I use it and I was like, I couldn't find the word to say whatever. And so as I was doing my programs, sometimes I would use the word bandea, meaning that I was trying to use it as they're saying the games, but I was saying it the wrong word until somebody corrected me in Spanish. Puerto Rico's not bandea, no, it's and then he corrected me and told me the right way. So
Yeah.
but I don't know all the words that great, and
Yeah.
My Spanish is not the greatest, but I'm thankful that I still kept it up, and I can still understand it and hear it and stuff. So I'm blessed to be two languages and a little bit of three. I know a little bit of Samoan, and I grew up around Samoan people. I know a little Samoan.
Huh.
So.
Right on.
But they got programs on the phones. You can go on the phone and Google. If you want to say something in a certain language, you can go to the phone and you say, Google, give me the voice pronunciation for this sentence in Korean, and then it'll pop up on your phone. You can push the button on it, and it'll tell whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
So it's like a language something. I forgot what it's called, but. You can do that, pull it up on your phone, and it's amazing. It's amazing what you can do.
Right on, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. About learning different languages and, learning to communicate different ways like that.
Right.
So I guess I'm quarter Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
And, I'm not sure how all that genetics and percentage works, but so far as I figure, I'm quarter, because my grandpa, my mom's father was from Puerto Rico, so
Right.
Puerto Rican, and so that would make my mom, and my mom's mom was not. She's from here in America, so not Puerto Rican. So that would make my mom half, and my dad's not from Puerto Rico, so that would make me quarter. So far as I figure, I don't know.
Imagine if you was 2 quarters.
I'm not sure about all the technicalities.
If you was 2 quarters, guess what? You'd be 50 Cent.
Hey, there's one.
See?
But hey, then I'd be making $1 million as millions of dollars as a rapper. If I was 50 Cent.
You just be 50 Cent. We'll try to wrap
Oh,
it
okay.
part. I don't know.
Yeah, probably
They'll
not.
pay you to stop rapping.
Yeah. Hey, maybe I'll start. They'll pay me millions to stop.
See? And they just pay me millions. I'll stop. But,
Yeah.
well,
But being, with my, having a bit of Hispanic roots or Latina or
right.
whatever the proper term for that is, it's like, and my one of Dad's friends was Puerto Rican, and so I was starting to learn. When I was a little kid,
Right.
I got into learning Spanish, but never kept up with it, and so it went out the window. And then, with Dad's friend being Puerto Rican, I, started getting back into learning Spanish and started doing that. But of course, once again, fell by the wayside, and I sort of lost it all. But
You could always start out by saying, you could say, do you know who I am? I'm Shane Montana, okay? You can be Tony Montana's little brother.
Yeah.
The Scarface, okay?
But I just know a few Spanish words and just enough to say, hey, how you doing?
See? And that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Because if you say something bad, that's not going to get you nowhere.
Oh, I do know a couple of cuss words in Spanish.
And they'll be like, what's wrong? What is he waving high in the bad word at the same time? That guy's confused. But, no, well, and,
Yeah, like if I was waving and smiling and saying what you were just saying, then
you can't. It's the same with the Samoan words. First, anybody out there, if you learn any kind of first words of any language, different language, it's just funny and ironic that everybody, the first words they learn are the bad words. In every culture, the first words they learn are the bad word. Remember Samoan? When I first learned how to speak some Samoan, I was taught the bad words first, and then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you say this and this. When you get mad, you just say this. Like, okay, even sign language, you're taught the first thing that your hand like this, middle finger. That's sign language. It's like, wow, that's the first thing you learn.
Yeah. I used to work with a lady that was Japanese. This is at a sushi restaurant.
Yeah.
I used to work with a lady that was Japanese and a guy that was from Thailand. And anyway, so I got to learn a few basic words. Not much at all, but just a few basic words.
Yeah.
And in both Japanese and Thai, and it was like interesting, but once again, it's like, don't really need to know all that, so it went by the wayside. And
so have you been keeping up with some of the Olympics going on?
No,
I mean, it's I think they said the U.S. Men set world record on the 4x100 medley relay on the relay, and they I think the U.S. is up on gold medals.
Huh.
I think
right on.
I think last I saw was it was like 49-40, and I think China was right behind them.
Oh, geez.
So China really excelled this year. They're really doing good on the Olympics. They're really the Olympics has been pretty interesting so far. The one young lady that pulled out of it, she said she was having anxiety attacks, and she was just having a mental breakdown. It was just too much for her. I personally, I don't know, this is just my personal view. I'm not quoting nothing, but I think there was something more to it, and it just hasn't been brought up.
Yeah.
I think there was something more about something happened, and something, the way I use the words, my layman terms, something spooked her, and she decided to pull out. So, whether it was something to do with the virus situation, or whether it was something to do with the fact that she just didn't want to do it because she thought maybe something bad was going to happen. I don't know. I'm just saying that. I'm not quoting nobody. I'm not saying nothing. I just don't get it, because she was that girl was she was a great a gymnast. I think she was a gymnast girl.
Yeah.
She was a great gymnast. And awesome. And she was going to excel to the next level, but she pulled out. And then when she dropped out of it, it just blew a lot of people away. Like, why would she do that? Why? Well, she said she was having this moment and whatever. But I don't know. We'll pray that there's nothing bad, nothing bad out of it. But whatever it was, hopefully she can explain to everybody, or her publicist can explain what really went on, what was going on. But I'm proud to say that the Olympics is doing great.
Right on.
They're doing awesome. The Olympics is looking really, really good. It's a good thing that they went on with it. I think that brought more clarity to people to be more, get out and participate. They didn't have no fans there or anything like that. There was one of the girls, what was she? I'm not sure if she was in archery or a swimmer. I think she's a swimmer. And her dad is he's a writer, writes all the stuff on for the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
A journalist and all that. And he got to be there.
Yeah.
And while his daughter's in the Olympics, she's an Olympics member.
Oh, awesome.
So it was just, for him, it was like for her and him, they feel happy about it, but he feels kind of bad. He feels like he said, I feel bad that I'm here because a lot of parents that wanted to be here can't be here because they didn't open it up for the fans. And he's like, so it's a bittersweet for him because he's doing his job at the same time. He's there, he can see his daughter at the same time and interview her when she wins and all that. So, you know, it's kind of cool. I think it was kind of cool that, you know, he's there and as a journalist and
that's cool that connected like that. Yeah. Right on. Well, something else that just came to mind is, you know, taking what you were just saying sort of leads into this, I guess, about that girl backing out because of her mental health.
Right.
You know, and it's like, that's what we got to do. We got to, you know, just take charge of our own, you know, take charge of our own health. And it's like, be responsible for our lives and our health.
Right.
And, you know, it's like backing out of that because of her mental health.
Right.
Taking care of herself and doing what's good for herself, you know. If that is or isn't the case, I don't know. But, you know, it's like going off what she said there, you know, about the mental health and doing it for her own good. And I can't show this bottle because I don't want to do copyright infringement or whatever.
Right.
But I just bought this little bottle of this superfood energy, green superfood energy stuff, energy tablets from. Bought it at Whole Foods last night, and it's like something I've been dealing with since I did take the vaccine and got both shots of the vaccine. Here it was like 2 months ago, or right about 2 months ago. I got my second shot, and so I'm fully vaccinated. But on the flip side of that, it's triggered it kicked off, you know, flared up my MS fatigue.
Right.
And, you know, here I am, you know, dealing with that, and it's just like, oh boy, you know, here we go again. Wait until it passes. Hopefully it'll pass, and this will be another, you know, like it's been before when it's flared up. A couple years ago, real bad like this. It was, actually might have been 3 years ago. At any rate, it's, flared up it was like a straight month and a half or whatever during the summer. And, you know, so therefore that might have been connected to the heat, whereas this might be connected to heat too. But either way, this went off immediately after I got the vaccine. And at any rate, moving along, instead of just sitting here being like, okay, I'm going to, you know, just sit this out for another month or two, someone suggested, and I forget who, it might have even been you, but someone suggested here a few days ago something about, well, you know, and they know that I'm on this diet, the MS Hope diet, eating clean and all that, and they're like, you know, well, you know, there are a lot of all natural energy enhancers, energy boosters out there that you could take. You know, you might want to look into those.
Exactly.
And so I did exactly that yesterday afternoon, and actually yesterday evening, and I got on Google and ran a couple Google searches for natural all natural energy boosters, and stopped by Whole Foods, and might have gone too far into health issues and everything, talking to the girl there at Whole Foods in the natural or the herbs and supplements section. But I was looking at all these herbs and supplements and smoothies she was pointing out, and I'm like, whoa, just all these different options. It's like, wow, you know, it sort of blew my mind, you know. But rather also, when I got to that point, it's like, on one hand, it's like, wow, there are so many options, that I can go to, rather than just sitting there being like, oh well, we'll just wait until this passes.
Right.
But on one hand, it's like the MS, multiple sclerosis, is incurable, and so there's no way around that. Can't get rid of that necessarily immediately, and so it's like, or at all, and so it's like. You can't get rid of that, but there are these options to go around the fatigue, to go through the fatigue with these energy boosters. And so I picked up this bottle of green superfood energy tablets to make, like smoothie type drinks, or not necessarily smoothie type drinks, but just an additive.
Add it to your drink or something.
And, put it in water, put it in juice, put it in a cup of coffee. I don't know. That's what I've done before, is put stuff in coffee, since that's usually my first drink in the morning.
Something different to try now?
Yeah. And I figured, hey, it's just a little bottle of tablets. It's inexpensive. I can try this. And if it works, I can go for the, bigger, a little more expensive option.
Yeah, there's so many things out there. I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards that way as well, to start, eating more healthier and more stuff that are natural herbs from the earth and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go and look into. I know there's a natural herb place down in North End, over there by the gym, by the Gold's Gym over there. Off of the highway, when you get off of Raymond Hall over there.
Oh yeah, Kitty Corner. Corner.
Yeah, right in the corner there.
Well, sort of like Kitty Corner from Raymond Hall.
I think it's right there by the Denny's. I think it's
it's right next to Denny's. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I was just there at the Denny's having coffee yesterday. Yeah, and it's is that a GNC?
It's almost like a GNC. But
super supplements.
Yeah, super supplements.
That's it. Super supplements. Yeah. I remember this.
They got some good stuff there, and then there's one on River Road. And going towards Puyallup on River Road. There's one over there too that also has a lot of the natural herbs and all that. So I'm leaning towards that as well, to try to find some regular normal stuff to try, and energy boosters and stuff that take instead of drinking energy drink, drink something that's more healthier. And so I'm gonna do the same thing as you do. I'm look around and see what I can find. Right. And there's times I need that extra energy sometimes too. Yeah. When I go play my golf, sometimes I'm like, I gotta get some energy. So, but I'm gonna do that. I'm working on it. Right on.
Yeah. But it's like, and I just decided, once again decided, okay, rather than just. Because I get into these modes where it's like, well, because it's like having multiple sclerosis being an incurable disease. It's like, okay, on one hand, it's like, okay, well, I can still do this and this and this and this, and I get going with that, and then, this, for example, this fatigue, or maybe it's vertigo, something kicks up, and I'm noticing it, and it's sort of like, okay, this is dragging on, nothing I can really do. It's multiple sclerosis. Just have to sit here and wait till the symptom passes. And then it's like, no, I can be proactive and do something about it. Let's look into this and find out what I can do. Right. And, it's like when... This is how I see it, and this isn't for everyone. And I know MS treatments help, millions of people. Right. And but for myself, it's like the way I see it. When I was on MS, when I was taking the MS treatment, I still dealt with these symptoms I have today, the fatigue and the vertigo. Right. So. I don't know, and it's like each person's different. For myself, the treatments, now that I've been off them a few years, the treatments didn't really seem to do much. Right. And, it's like, I don't take treatment anymore. And so I have to be proactive, which I am anyway. But it's like, I have to be driven to find, these like this little bottle of energy tablet, natural energy tablets. You know, I had to take it into my own hands, and you know, go search it out, find it, and you know, and then take it.
Yeah, and that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
you're searching for something that's gonna be beneficial for your physical being and your body and stuff.
Yeah, and you know, it's like, you know, I'm sure there's, well, and as a matter of fact, I'm positive that you know, there's other people that have done this. You know, there are other people that have gone all natural treatment for their multiple sclerosis,
Right.
and I'm positive that, you know, there's people that have found these all natural alternatives as energy boosters because of their MS fatigue. But, you know, I'm just hoping, you know, that this works for me, you know, so that I can show others, you know, that, hey, there is a way out of this. Yeah.
Well, that's good. You know, you're searching, and you're gonna. I think you'll see how these will work, the one you just got, and see how that works out. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then you got back to search it again.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna be out there. Like I said, I need to search some places too as well to try to find some, you know, stuff. Also, every now and then I find myself I get tired, or if it's hot, and like I think it's hot in here, warm in here, I get tired. Like, oh my gosh! I remember he said he was gonna show us how to do the. I forgot.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, hey, so you guys got the big run coming up soon?
Actually, next Saturday I'm going to be volunteering at the Galloping Gertie Half Marathon over in Gig Harbor.
Okay.
And I don't know, my mom said something about the bridge toll went up $1. So maybe I'll run over there, do my volunteer gig, and run back, and then I'll get in a half marathon.
See, there you go. See, you don't have to pay the $1.
Yeah.
You know, just gotta make sure your shoes are good and ready. So
Oh, my shoes are good and ready. I just went to Fleet Feet here in Fleet Feet, Tacoma.
Yeah.
Over on 26. Went there the other day, and Tim helped me out and got me fitted in a new pair of New Balance.
There you go.
New Balance Vongos, which I didn't even connect it until like actually later that night or the next night. I was, you know, got home, getting ready for taking off my shoes, getting ready to get in the shower, and I looked at saw my shoe, and I'm like, wait a minute, New Balance, and it clicked in my head that I remember back when. And I may have told this story before, but I'm telling it now, so maybe I'm telling it again. But after my traumatic brain injury, and I was in the coma and all that, and I was in physical therapy at Children's Therapy Unit at Good Samaritan Hospital in Puyallup, my physical therapist, Larry Murray, I remember him giving a coupon to my stepmom. It was a coupon for some running store, I think it was in Lakewood, and the running store he frequented at that time.
Right.
And so he's like, well, here, as a matter of fact, I have this coupon for this running store down there, and you can get him, I want you to get him a pair of New Balance because of this good sole support in there. You know, and I remember we went down there to that running store, and she got me those New Balance shoes, so...
Wow.
And I remember that sole support was good, and it did help me back then, which I was just, you know, sort of, at that time, I was relearning to walk after being in a coma for 2.5 months, so I needed the support bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and I'll be one to attest that in the past few days since I've been wearing these New Balance, they're definitely good sole support.
Right. Oh, I forgot.
Arch support. That's the word I meant to say. Arch support.
Well, what, you don't have your arch? You're flat-footed as well.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
That flat-foot is tough. I'm flat-footed, and it's tough on you when you have to find shoes that are just right.
Yeah.
So you won't have that, because it hurts if you just stay flat-footed all day. It's just horrible.
Yeah.
Man, I can't stand it.
Well, I also have, and you might check into this. I also have Super Feet insoles, and those help out immensely.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
look into those.
Yeah.
'Cause I found these Skechers that I got on now, and they got like a already inside the sole. They got like a sole cushion already in there.
Yeah.
They're pretty comfortable. They're pretty good. I
Nice.
got them, and I'm satisfied with them.
Right on.
So
Right on.
I bought them. Where did I get them at? I think it was Walmart. And I try not to buy no more tennis shoes from Walmart. I hate to say it, but and I'm not. Walmart sells great stuff, great items, but I had bought a pair from there, or tennis shoes, and about I think a month into wearing them, the front soles of them start flapping, and it's like,
Oh man.
you know.
Well, actually, I bought a cheap pair of work shoes, and you know, it's like I had an expensive pair of work shoes, and they were great.
Right.
And then my car got broken into, and the shoes were in my backpack that got stolen, and so I no longer have those shoes. Well, so anyway, then I went to a different store, I was at a different store, got a cheap pair of work shoes, and you know, I should have gone and gotten that same expensive pair of work shoes,
Right.
because this cheap pair of work shoes, that was like what, a couple months ago, and already the front end's coming apart. So
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's there's some truth to when you buy shoes and all that. There's some truth to the fact that if you spend more, you get more quality.
you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, when it comes down to stuff like that, you know, shoes, you know, it's a truth. It's a truth to it. You if you're gonna spend, I dare not to spend $1,500 for a pair of shoes. That's ridiculous. I mean, I've seen some shows where some rappers they'll get a pair of tennis shoes, custom whatever, and spend like $10,000 for a pair. Like, really? I mean, come on, you know. You know, you don't have to spend that kind of money on no tennis shoes.
Yeah.
But anyway, some tennis shoes are good. I grew up on. I didn't grow up on it, but as I grew older and started getting tennis shoes for myself, I kind of grew up on Nikes, you know, and Reeboks. And they were really good tennis shoes.
Yeah. Well, there is that Nike clearance outlet at the Super Mall or outlet collection in Auburn. I'll always call it the Super Mall because that's what I know it as.
Yeah. Yeah. I might have to go up there too. I haven't been up there for a while, but I'm going to go up there and probably look into some sales on the tennis shoes and get a couple pairs, some high tops and basketball shoes. Yeah, I was thinking about going play some basketball sometime next week. And haven't played for a while, but you know that's a good physical sport to get you.
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's just it. You know, I'm an avid runner, and you know, and when I'm not running on those down days, I walk a mile
Right.
or two, or the other. While here a week or so ago, I ended up walking like 5 miles because I'm like, yeah, I just feel like walking a mile, and then I get out there and I'm like, yeah, why not? Let's just go for it. And because I've been doing this deal where every day when I run, I try and run a distance,
Right.
you know, so that it shows on my Strava that's like all the same number. Like if I'm walking, I'll like walk 1.11 miles
Right.
or 2.22.
Okay.
Or like my runs past few days have been like 3.33 or 4.44. Or 7.77, and I think that's the one that kicked it off was the 7.77.
Oh yeah.
Because I ended up with like 7.57. Then I'm like, let's just make it 7.77. So ever since then, it's been like I've been trying to make them the same.
There you
Well,
go.
the other day I ended up with, I was at like 2 point. Anyway, I like went too far and ended up getting back to my car. It was like 2.48, so I just like walked around, got some extra distance in, made it 2.52.
Wow.
And, but yeah. And then yesterday morning with my mom, we ended up walking like I don't know, somewhere right around 10 miles, but on my Strava it says 9.99. We got back to her. I started it late, forgot to start my Strava right away, and then we got back to her place and it was at like 9.85, and I'm like, okay, Mom, why don't you just chill right here, and I'm just gonna run around the parking lot here for a minute. So I did, ran back and forth and around circles and whatever till I got 9.99. Just, keep them numbers the same.
Yeah, well, that's keeping you active.
Yep. And it's, but it's just like doing that, playing basketball, running, walking, jumping jacks, push-ups, going to the gym,
right.
whatever movement works, that's that's what keeps us alive, is movement.
Movement, activity, mental, always doing something that's going to be mental.
Yeah.
Keep your brain going. Keep
your
brain thinking. So, it's always like puzzles and, doing crossword puzzles and all that. That keeps your brain going.
Well, and as a matter of fact here, what was it? Not yesterday, but today's the 1st, right?
Today's the 1st.
Okay, so it was 2 days ago, was the final day, day 30 of a 30-day class or challenge that I was in online on Instagram. What was it? Hashtag handstands for everyone, and doing this yoga challenge and trying to get up into a handstand, which I never did.
Yeah.
But it was a challenge, and it's still on my mind. I was out there trying it again yesterday at Point Defiance.
Oh, was it?
Oh yeah, I got the video. I just haven't posted it yet, but actually I got 2 videos because I was trying it at 2 different trees. And it's like, I forget whether it was the first tree or the second tree didn't have or had that I was doing the handstand up against, because I love having a wall or a big tree or something there as support, a safety net, just in case. Because of my vertigo, I don't know when I'm going to go over. And it's like, I don't necessarily have very good balance being upside down, but I can hold myself there for a short period of time.
Right.
And actually, I've gotten up to like a minute and 20 some seconds of just being in a headstand. And so yeah, that's definitely progress. But over the course of this 30-day challenge, it got me a lot more back into my yoga practice.
Right.
Not that I ever had a big yoga practice, but I had gone to classes in the past and I didn't stick with it long enough to have it really, I felt the benefits and everything, but I didn't stick with it, so it never became a part of me, a part of my routine. And so it's like I didn't get the full benefits of it. I'm positive I didn't get the full benefits of it. But during this last 30 days, the 30-day challenge I was in,
right,
doing the different poses, getting into these different positions, working muscles that, I don't usually work. And I mean, it's like there's a couple of them that it requires different shoulder muscles, which I'm sure I can't get into those poses because, and I had to do the alternative pose because I don't use those exact muscles all the time.
Right.
I use different shoulder muscles, and, when I'm lifting and packing stuff all the time. But, it's just improvement. There's always room for improvement.
What's a good recommendation I give you is you should get like those, remember the little ankle weights you can put on your ankles?
Yeah.
Get some of those, they got them like, I think 3 pounds and 5 pounds. You can get the 5 pounders, and what I do is I put them on my wrist. Put them on your wrist, and when you're walking, and it builds your strength up on your arms and shoulders. And I've been using it every now and then. I'll put it on my wrist, and I use it as I get my club.
Yeah.
Because it's weight on my wrist. So when I take it off, my strength is a little stronger now because I was used to having all that weight. Now I take it off, and then my hit's gonna be a lot better. So I've been using that. A couple of guys I used it with at the golf course, they said, "Why you got that on your?" I said, "Because I'm building my strength up on my hip." They go, "That's interesting. That's a whole different. I've never seen that before." I said, "Yeah, it works for me." So I would think about that, getting something for your ankles and then in your hand, put them on here, and build your strength up as you're walking. Or even get you some little 10-pound dumbbells, 5-pounders, and go like this.
Oh yeah.
Like this. I used to do you get the 5-pound dumbbells, and you go like this, bring them up here like this, out, down, in, up, and then up over to your head.
Oh, right on.
Control the weight down.
Yeah.
It helps control your weight and your muscles.
Huh.
And it helps your endurance.
Yeah. And the fact that there's not much here to build on, I don't know, I'm fairly skinny. So
those will help you. It'll help.
But I've been thinking about maybe drinking shakes. Shakes that go with my diet that I'm on, this MS Hope diet.
Get you some shakes.
And give me some shakes, so I can maybe build get some actual body weight on me again. And, build up my arms and shoulders so that I can do those poses and so that I can push up from that headstand into a handstand.
Even if if you're like at a table like this, is like no. But if you was like at a table like this, sturdy, then what you do is you just lean back with your feet back, and you just go like this.
Oh yeah, that would work too.
It builds your back arm muscles here. Build your back arm muscles, or that's how you can just build your muscles. Like if you're at the park bench, do that at the park bench. Do those as you finish, you come back from your running, do those, and then you can do them like this backwards on the bench. Put your arm on it and then push down, go down. And help.
Yeah.
But there's little routines that you can do physically, your body weight, and do your body weight.
Yeah. So that's what I was just going to mention was the body weight exercises. And one thing that I have noticed here recently, since I have gotten back into yoga and looking on subscribe to a couple yoga channels on YouTube, like this Kino McGregor. I subscribed to her channel, and I think it was her that posted this. I haven't watched the video, but posted a video about different yoga exercises to work on building your arm and shoulders strength for working up toward a handstand.
Even if you do isometrics is using your own body strength. So if you put your hand here like this and you push down as you pull it up and you build your strength. Do the same thing on the other side. You push down as you're pulling up. And isometrics is just you just using your own body weight.
Right.
And that also builds you up and helps you out big time.
Yeah. And also something I was going to mention was that the other day I had someone commented on one of my on one of my Facebook posts about this yoga challenge and trying to do handstand, building up toward a handstand. Someone commented, and I'm not slamming the comment, I'm just saying, it. But someone commented, "Oh, I wouldn't really worry about that. Handstands aren't really all that."
Right.
And, it's like, well, I'm not doing it because handstands are all that, For myself, I'm doing it because, this friend invited me to this Handstands for Everyone challenging, and I've been challenging myself to do a handstand, because I know it works on strength, it works on, flexibility, it works on, just maybe endurance of, being able to hold these poses, strength and flexibility mainly. And, it's all about progress and just becoming more.
Yeah.
And being able to do more.
Yeah, I think if you get some of the ankle weights, I think that will help you out big time. If you get look at yard sales.
Okay.
Golden yard sales. They always find them at the yard sales. $3 for the pair. And you might be able to come get 5-pounders and get it. They usually 5-pounders, and some of them are 8-pounders, and then the other ones are 10-pounders. But you can get you 5-pounders and put them on your wrist, and that helps you as you're walking. You know, you go like that, and build your strength up in your forearm and all that. You know, I mean, back in the days they used to have the little squeeze things, the little handle squeezers to help.
Oh yeah. I remember my dad. My dad had those
black handles. You just squeeze them. You know,
yeah.
And those build your strength up on your forearm and your grip and all that. You know, so you know, a lot of those stuff.
I forgot all about those.
A lot of those things are really, really, really good. Those are all therapeutic physical training, physical fitness and all that. So a lot of stuff. That stuff works. You know, you just gotta do it. I mean, I remember this little Asian guy, you know, he was in prison, and the old man, and he used to do this for his muscle. He used to go like this, just do this, do it 1,000 a day. Just go like this, and see how that muscle flexes. You go like this. It builds that muscle.
Yeah.
That's what the Asian, the Buddhas, when they're sitting down, they're like this, meditating, and that's all they do to build their strength up, build their muscle up on their arms. That's all they do.
Interesting.
Yeah,
so
you can
that's cool.
You could be a Buddha.
Well, I am bald, but
You probably go down to the temple. Temple and
isn't that out on 112th?
There's one right here off of Sunny Fourth, Buddhist temple before you get to Portland Avenue.
Oh, 74th. Yeah, that's it. 74th.
There's one right there. And you know, people go over there. It's beautiful. They fix it up a lot more, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
That one, and the other one. There's another one off of Portland Ave. No, off of McKinley. If you was to go to McKinley, you get to like before you get to 84th. On the right hand side, there's a temple there, and they always have big gatherings there all the time.
Oh, okay.
Guys always walking around in their Buddhist outfit. And I remember I was at the store one day, and I seen a Buddhist guy come into the store, and then he goes back out. And when he go out, I thought, well, he's walking down the street, probably walking. And he got in the car, like, wait a minute, you're cheating, dude. You can't do that. You guys are always walking. No. And I just fell apart, like, oh, man, he messed it up for me, man. I always see them walking, you know. You remember growing up seeing shows and Kung Fu, you know, and he was always walking and stuff. You're so walking, man, not riding, man. You pull out the keys and got in the car, man. Broke my heart.
it's like I was talking to a couple Mormon guys, and I was talking to them for a little bit, and when we were done talking, they're like, all right, well, see you later, Shane. And I'm like, okay, I'll talk to you later, man. And they both get in this car right there and drive off, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, what happened to the bike?
Yeah, up there when I lived in Bonnie Lake, they're always on a bike.
Yeah. I mean, it was when I was about 10 years ago when I was out here playing basketball for Portland Avenue and over there off of Portland Avenue, 89th, over there at Dawson Park. And we used to be playing basketball. And I remember there was a couple of them guys on the bike came by. And hey, you guys don't mind if we play basketball with you? Come on. And they were good. 2 white guys, they were good. They came out there and played basketball in their hard shoes and their hard dress shoes, but they was kicking butt. At first, the guys that were with me, the young guys, you guys sure, man? Because you guys don't look like you guys can play. And both the kids were like, come on, we can play. And they started playing. Next thing you know, they had a shot like, wow, okay, they can play. You know?
Yeah.
But it was just cool. But they were riding their bikes. They were young guys. And you know, it just goes to show the different culture relevance of people. You know? I mean, just, you know, because like I said, culture plays a big part of life. We're always looking at things differently. And from a minority point of view, and African American person played basketball a lot. 2 white guys pull up on a bicycle, and like, these white guys can't play basketball. Come on. But then when they get out there, next thing you know, they got a little game. You're like, oh, wow. Just because they're white doesn't mean they can't play basketball.
Yeah.
You know? They can play too, you know, like the old movie that was out, White Man Can't Jump, you know. It was a good movie, and it showed that there was a white guy can play basketball and he can jump. And so, you know, just, you know, the stereotype that people do, it's horrible. But I mean, it's natural. It's a human being. We're
Yeah,
natural. You know, everybody's natural. Everybody's entitled to stereotype, and then your stereotype look would be bust your bubble because they'd be like, oh man, I would have never known. You know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like people, you know, it's like some people, you know, some people may see me and they're like, you know, maybe get this, or maybe see my social media,
Right.
and you know, to where it says multiple sclerosis, and they're like, oh, he's got multiple sclerosis, you know, and they may have this immediate thing like, I'm guilty of this, you know, see a certain word or phrase
Right.
on someone's profile or whatever and be like, oh, and make an instant judgment or whatever about that.
Right.
And, you know, some people may see multiple sclerosis warrior on my profile, just for example, maybe they see that and they're like, oh, well, he's got MS. Well, he probably doesn't do much, you know. But then, of course, you know, maybe, you know, they can look through my stories, you know, or my posts and see, dude, this guy runs every day.
Yeah, look
you
where
know,
he came from.
he's
Look at him now.
moving, you know, he's got a radio show, you know. It's like,
I'm reminded of a story. It's a short little story.
it's like, but it's like stereotypes are
And
just
people
that.
do stereotype that
Yeah.
because I remind me of a little story. I don't know if you ever. I used to get these booklets when I was in prison, and there's a little from the churches. They used to give us a little daily bread called the Daily Bread.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And there was a story in there. I reminded there was a lady. She lived next door to this other lady, and she was like she could see into her kitchen patio area from next door this way. And so the lady's watching her. The lady, she has a son that has no arms, and so the lady gave her son his shirt. And here, put your shirt on, and put your pants on. And the lady's looking from across the way, and she's like just looking like, oh man, like, and she's thinking, why she's just not helping him? She gave him his shirt, tell him to put his shirt on and pants on. She know her son don't have no arms, so she's looking over like all giving her a mug look. And the lady looks at her, and then the lady finally yells over to her, "What makes you think you're helping him? You're supposed to help him put that shirt on. How is he? You know your son don't have no arm. You're mean." And the lady said, "No, I'm not mean. I am helping him. I'm helping him." He's going to learn how to do that with his feet because when nobody else is around, who's going to do it? I'm helping him. And then the lady didn't realize it. She thought about it. Okay. Shouldn't have been judgmental then, you know, because she is helping him. Because she's teaching him that you got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
There's not going to be somebody there all the time to dress you when you get to grow and whatever until someday you're able to get mechanical arms and all that stuff. Right now, you're gonna have to do it and learn the hard way. Do it. And she did. She taught him. That's how she taught him. And for the lady being nosy and judgmental, that looking over her, who is this lady, that mother? Tell how mean can she be, cruel to her son? Tell him to put his shirt on and pants on. She's not even helping him. Well, she was. With the mental capacity and the strength to, you're gonna do it. You can do it. So, you know, a story like that always makes you think and say, you know what? Sometime, you know, I don't know. I remember if I used to see a person in a wheelchair, I would quickly try to open the door for them because I'm trying to help them. And then some people that are in a wheelchair, guess what? I've been approached by a couple of people. They were like, "Oh, I got it. Thank you."
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be looked at as that we're handicapped.
Yeah.
Just because I'm in a wheelchair, it doesn't make me handicapped. I'm still able to grab the door, open my own door, and then back in. And, you know, I watched him do it. I'm like, oh, okay, he got it. Okay. I don't have to help him. You know, I'm just enabling him. He don't want to be enabled, or she don't want to be enabled. She wants to do it on her own.
Yeah.
She wants to show everybody that we are capable.
Yeah. Well, I'm reminded you were bringing up that story about the mom helping her son with no arms and no legs, or no arms anyway. And it brings to mind, you know, we shouldn't stereotype or whatever, because there's a guy I follow, and you might know of him, guy I follow on Instagram, Nick I forget his last name. Starts with S-A-N, Santonasso or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Santiago or something.
Yeah, something to that effect. Anyway, it starts with S-A-N. At any rate, he was born this way, a genetic defect or whatever, rare genetic defect, born with no arms, no legs.
Right.
And I'm not sure how old this guy is. He looks like he's probably in his 30s, maybe, yeah, somewhere in his 30s. Anyway, he's always posting about, posting pictures and videos of him in the gym. And he's a keynote speaker, right. Goes around talking to people, and he gets around on his own, right. And it's like he's always doing something. It shows him working out. He may not have any arms or legs, but he's a buff little guy. Yeah. Or a buff guy.
I see they got wheelchair Olympics.
Yeah.
I seen the guys. I was jealous. I couldn't even do. One guy did a flip off a ramp. He came down and did a flip off a ramp in his wheelchair and landed on his wheelchair and boom.
Yeah.
It was like, to me, I was like, man, I wish I could do that. I'm jealous. But at the same time, I'm too scared to even try to do it. So, it goes to show you that, they're fearless. They're always wanting to prove to everybody that just because I'm in a wheelchair doesn't make me helpless. I'm capable. I'm able. I'm going to go far and beyond. And when I see stuff like that, it just blows me away. The wheelchair basketball, they play basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, they're able. And they'll make themselves able. And that's the whole thing, is that they have to take it to the next level. And for them, they got to prove to themselves. They're not worried about proving to the world. The world means nothing to them. They got to prove it to themselves that I can do this.
It's like I work with a girl who's, well, a young woman anyway. I work with a woman that's 4'11".
Yeah.
And it's like to see her, I watch her come back into the back end of the restaurant, and she, and she's getting something off one of the high shelves. And now and again, she'll be in a hurry and she'll be like, "Hey, hip hop." That's my nickname at work, hip hop, because I just don't stop. Anyway, she'll be like, "Hip hop, can you help me here? Yeah, I need one of those up there on that shelf." And I'll be like, "Oh, no problem." So I go get it for her. But it's like the rest of the time I let her do her thing, because she's like that. If sometimes I'll walk over and be like, "You need help with that?" She'll be like, No, I got it.
Yeah.
And she goes and gets the just shorter ladder. One of because we have two different ladders. She'll go and get one of the ladders, bring it over, and she'll go up and get it herself, or she'll do what she has to do. It's like, and that's what each of us has to do. We do what we have to do to get by. Yeah. And
it's always good to see a person that does have a handicap ability. To even I seen a handicapped comedian that he was his arms were short and stuff, but he made fun of himself because it made his story flourish. And when he did that, the guys were there, like the comedian people that had him, they're like, "Wow, this is amazing." It's for us, we're always looking at it like, "Oh, why would he say that?" But for him, it's the world to him. This is what's gonna make me be somebody.
Yeah,
so people can see me for who I am.
Yeah,
because we're always looking at the ugly side of any kind of handicap. We're always looking at, "Oh my God, poor thing, oh my God, poor girl," whatever. And we always want to pacify them. "Oh, do you need me to do?" And they're always no, and they're aggressive when they say no, I got, and it makes us feel like, "Oh, I'm sorry," But it's not like that. They're not being mean towards us. They just want them to know that I can do this. I got this.
Yeah,
Leave me alone. I got this.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to show you that I can do this. So, sometimes we as the rightful physical being look at it like, "Oh, wow, they're really angry." But we don't really see the point is that they just want us to see that they can do it. So we can be at all like, "Wow, that's what they want. That's all they want. They just want us to be like, and when they see that in their heart, they're like, yeah, see, I showed them, So that's the beauty about, people taking those abilities when they're in that situation and turning it around with a positive impact and positive vibes with that.
Yeah.
They show everybody that no matter what my circumstances are, I'm able. And it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, it's like when I got into running, it's like, I just kept pushing and pushing further distances, and it's not, to say, hey, look, I just ran this,
And I probably can't run the miles you run, Shane. That's the crazy part about it. I'm physically fit, but I probably can't run the miles. How many miles you run in a day? How many would you run?
I probably average at least 5K, which is 3.1 miles.
See? I probably 1.2 miles. I'm like, okay, Shane, I'm done there. I'm going.
Yeah,
Man. See you when you get to the house, buddy. Because I played basketball a lot, and there was times when there was no big deal. I played all day. I'm probably ran about that many miles or more. But I haven't did that for a while. So right now, if I was to go out there and try to run that, you'd beat me by miles and miles. And while I'm back over here. Hey, Shane, you're embarrassing me now. You become a mom. You embarrass me. But because you took the ability of what your circumstances and you took it to the next level, because you took it to prove to yourself and nobody else. Everybody else can just sit there and watch and say, wow, how does Shane do that? From where he came from, how does he do it? But he does it. Yeah. Because your willpower, you have the strength.
Yeah, I do. I've done it for myself. Got to keep pushing myself.
I know deep down you probably say every time you're running, I just got another mile to go. Another mile. Don't give up now. You're ready to give up. You're like, no, I just got one more mile.
Oh, trust me. I've been out there on the course of like a marathon or a 50K, and I'll be like,
I'm done.
Dude, okay, got the aid station coming up. I'm feeling tired. Maybe I'll pack it up, just go home and, tell them, hey, look, I'm tired. I want to go home. Just give me a ride to the finish, and someone will come pick you up, and you do that. But it's like, I'm out here. I'm halfway done. Yep. I'm going to finish.
Yep.
It's like I made it this far. Why not make it the rest? And so I'll just.
You're almost there.
It's time to re-energize. Stop at the aid station. Maybe get some energy gel. Maybe some. Get some fresh water in my pack, and off I go.
I used to do the same thing, Shane. It's just weird how it is like that in different situations. When I was locked up in prison, and I would look at my time. I'm like, damn, I still got 3 more years to go, man. I can't do this, man. 3 more years, man. Dang, man. And then all of a sudden, I don't know. And then I'll sit there and say, yeah, you can. You can do the 3. I said, look at John over there. John got 25 to life. And he's doing it.
Yeah.
And then when I say that to myself, man, John's over there happy and content doing this 25 to life. And I'm over here complaining about 3 more years. I got to finish it before I go home. Come on, get out of here, dude.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've just about hit that, or actually we've gone over that time. So
positive vibes, man.
Yeah,
thank
positive
you,
vibes all the way. And thank you for being here, Rico.
Always. And, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So I just want to tell everyone, just remind you. Stay kind, optimistic, and grateful, and have a phenomenal day and a phenomenal week. And we'll be back next Sunday at 7 a.m. Pacific for Too Strong to Go Wrong, and 8 a.m. Pacific for Positive Vibes.
Amen.
Making positivity and gratitude louder in a podcast world. And here on VT Radio Universal. All right. Ciao. We're out.
Ciao.